Born on November 27, 1984 in Windhoek, Van Zyl's passion for cricket was evident from an early age. But it was not a traditional path. Unlike many cricketers who grew up in cricketing families, she was inspired by deep personal love for the game. She credits her family for encouraging her to pursue her passion, even when opportunities for women in cricket were limited.
It's funny enough, I was in grade 4 or 5 actually, when two of the former Namibian cricket players, Dani Kilder and Dion Kotze, who at that time had started up a cricket academy, they visited my primary school, which was Eros, and then they just gave out flyers, and I took one home the afternoon. And I told my parents, listen, I want to play some cricket or enroll me. I don't know what they did thought at that time. Maybe like, you're going to be the only girl present, but that didn't stop me. So it was really something that it just ticked me. And I wanted to find out more, and that's how they enrolled me as a beginner. So I started from scratch, and that's how the journey started.
Among Irene's standout performances was a decisive 4-wicket haul against Uganda in 2019. Helping Namibia reach the final of an African qualifier tournament.
That's the day when I took my best of 4 for 7, and we beat them by 6 runs to again beat them and Kenya in the game before to qualify for the finals against Zimbabwe. So I think for me that day was one of my most memorable ones. Also picking up the Man of the Match as award afterwards.
Her brother, Jacobus Van Zyl, shares his pride in Irene's achievements, recalling how her dedication and love for the game inspired not just her teammates, but also those around her.
I believe that it all started in Pioneers Park, where we used to play cricket with the neighbors' children until very late at night. We followed her closely in her journey from a young age, and the game was generally dominated by men back then. But she never really allowed any of the men to bully her or get the best of her. So we as family were very proud.
Teammates and coaches describe her as a pillar of strength, a mentor and a driving force behind the team's development. Capricorn Eagles captain Sunay Vetman and coach Francois van der Merwe praised her leadership, while former teammate Adele Van Zyl reflected on their journey together.
Knowing Tasi, she will always be open and she will always be there for the youngsters, and even for me as a leader that had to take over from her, that's been leading this team for a long time, knowing she will always answer her phone, or if you need help she will always be there. So yeah, gap on the field, but definitely not out of the system.
Irene has reached a time in her life when she needs to move on and continues different stuff in her life. It's always sad when people put in a lot of hard work and effort in a sporting career and that needs to come to an end. So that's fairly sad. We never like to see that.
I made my debut when I was only 17 years old, and since then Irene has been like a role model and a mum to us younger ones in the team. She would always make sure you're okay and take care of us, and you're a little bit unsure of yourself, and she'll always guide you. And I think her experience and how she guides you on the field is very unexplainable.
Although stepping away from international cricket, Van Zyl remains committed to the sport. Having completed her umpiring qualifications, she now looks forward to contributing to the game in a new role.
I've always been a fan of being an umpire. I actually did my umpiring course many years ago when I was still in high school. And then obviously life happens, you play more than you want to umpire, and now again so I've resumed the umpiring duties. So I'll still be around on the field just as a more authoritative figure than as a player.
Her retirement marks the end of an era, but her impact on Namibian cricket will be felt for generations to come. Michelle Shapange, NBC Sport, Windhoek.